Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tri-West High School for tonight's varsity basketball matchup between Arsenal Tech and your Tri-West Bruins. We are short-staffed tonight, unfortunately, just me and Justice, Mr. Spears here tonight on the mic, and we got one camera up in the crow's nest. But regardless of that, let's hear a little bit about these Arsenal Tech guys, Mr. Spears.
Yeah, they come in on the season 5-12. Talking to Coach Strine pregame, though, he said, hey, don't let that fool you. They've got the number 9 strength of schedule in the state. They're athletic, they're big, they're fast. They play a very frenetic pace. They're going to try to speed us up tonight, he said. They're going to try to turn us over a lot, so we're going to have to make sure we take care of the ball. They lost last night to Lafayette Jeff 57-80. They're giving up 69 points a game, and they're averaging 57 points a game. So they're going to be ready to go tonight. I'm sure they're going to want to try to play better than they did last night.
Oh, yeah, well said there, Mr. Spears. Leaders for Arsenal Tech, we have Blessed Thomas at 14.9 points per game. DJ Baker with 51% from the field. So Salmon Mitchell, 4.4 rebounds a game, and TJ Washington with 2.1 assists a game. And that Blessed Thomas, he's their big guy. He's the top 3 in all those stats for Arsenal Tech. So if they can shut him down, I feel like it's going to be kind of like the Martinsville game tonight. If they can just keep pressure on him and shut him down, I think the Bruins are going to have a pretty good path to victory tonight. But also, Tri-West, 12-6 overall in 6-0 conference, recently crowned conference champs outright overall, first time since 2018. Yep. But with that, we can't back down now. I feel like 5 games left in the season, still have Buff on the schedule, still a couple other really tough teams to play. It's not time to back down now. Let's just we need to keep the pressure up and just keep going till the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, talking to Coach Strine, he said 3rd game this week. What are our legs going to look like going against a big athletic team? This is going to be a good test to get us ready for sectional play.
Oh, yeah, and your leaders for Tri-West, leading in points per game and assists, is Ryan Miller with 11.9 points per game and 3.4 assists. And leading in field goal percentage and rebounds is Wes Ward the Warden, 65% from the floor and 5.4 rebounds. And one more thing I want to say before we step away for a minute is communication between the Bruins. We saw last game between Martinsville in the first half. Wasn't really a lot of communication. They were eating us up on that spread offense that Mr. Spears was talking about. So if we just communicate and just stay active, and like I always say, limit the fouls, because we've seen a lot this year. Free throws have become important in these late games. Bruins should have a pretty good path to victory here.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. It ought to be a good one tonight.
All right, thank you, Mr. Spears. We'll step away here for a little bit. We'll be back for tip-off.
All right, welcome back here to Tri-West High School. We are about 1 minute away from anthem and tip. Any last comments tonight?
I think not really. I mean, just the Bruins, they keep playing hard and just keep stepping up in the places they need to be. Just keep playing as physical as they do every game. Just have the basics down. I think they have a good path to victory tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Lane said, we're a little short-staffed tonight, so we just have our one camera view up in the crow's nest. So if you're watching along at home, we apologize for the peanut gallery seats that you get tonight, but hopefully you're able to kind of follow along, and we're looking forward to a good matchup here tonight. We're going to throw it over to our PA announcer, Mr. Dave Smith, for the anthem and intros.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the win last night in Crawfordsville, your Tri-West Bruin boys basketball team clinched their 6th conference championship in school history. Your Bruins are 6-0 against their Sagamore Conference affiliates this season. Congratulations to the players, coaching staff on this tremendous accomplishment. We wish you continued success this season. Put your hands together for the 2025 outright Sagamore Conference champion, Tri-West Bruins. At this time, will everyone please stand and remove your hats as we honor this great nation with the playing of our national anthem. Again, good evening and welcome to Tri-West High School and to the great Bruin Gymnasium for tonight's varsity matchup between the visiting Arsenal Tech Titans and your...
I hate seeing ourselves on camera.
I know.
First, let's meet the visitors from Arsenal Tech. Number 3, Derek McGee. Number 5, Simone Mitchell. Number 21, Elias Trotter. Number 23, Kurt Moore. And number 32, Chris Ingram. The Titans are coached by head coach Eric Hall.
I don't think he's here. He's not here.
And one guard, wearing number 4, a sophomore, Ryan Miller. Wearing number 2, a sophomore, Jackson Harris. Number 11, a junior, David Murphy. A senior wearing number 1, and the big man in the middle, wearing number 20, the more than standing 6 foot 8 inches tall, Wes Wall. The Bruins are coached by
All right, Lane, what do you think here?
I mean, I think it's going to be a close game here. We were a little bit confused in the lineups here as Blessed Thomas wasn't announced, so either he's not starting tonight or he might not be here in attendance. No matter for the Bruins, though. The Bruins still with their typical starters of Ward, Murphy, Dakin, Paris, and Miller. And the Titans have gone with McGee, Mitchell, Trotter, Moore, and Ingram as their starters. It looks like Moore and Ward in the circle. Ball's up. Bruins have the ball. We are underway here for the start of this game. Miller's got it up top. Miller looks inside to Ward. Ward kick out to Paris. Paris drive, spin move in the lane. It's good. Great start there for the Bruins.
Nice move there by Jackson to start the game.
Bringing it down the floor for the Titans. Number 3, Derek McGee III. McGee's got it up top. Inside to Moore. Moore back to McGee. McGee drives, pull-up jumper. Blocked by Ward, but McGee comes back down with it. Now it goes to number 21, Trotter. Trotter back to McGee. McGee crosses out to Moore. Moore to 3. Just in and out, and Paris can come down with the rebound. Paris gets it back into Dakin. Dakin now drives at the floor, looking for somebody. Jab steps, gives it to Paris. Paris pump fakes, drives inside to Miller. Miller on the wing. Crosses right, into the corner, dribbles back baseline, stops, cross court to Dakin. Dakin dribbling, out to Paris up top. Paris to Miller. Miller now recycles and looks like set back up the play. Murphy to Paris on the wing. Paris now driving inside between its legs.
Good patience here by the Bruins.
Paris Dakin drives wide open lane, just misses the layup. Coming down with it's going to be Ingram. Ingram to number 5. Salmon Mitchell. Mitchell to McGee in the corner. McGee, triple threat in the corner. Dribbles back out to the wing. McGee to Mitchell. Mitchell up top. Dribbling around. Spins, driving inside the lane. Kicks out to number 21, Trotter. Trotter with a 3. Give him a bucket. Or excuse me, that's a 2. Regardless, game's tied 2-2 now here with 6 minutes left to play in the first. Miller has it up top. Miller to Dakin. Dakin shovel pass to Miller. Miller drives inside wide open lane. It's good.
Yeah, really encouraging to see our 2 buckets coming off drives. That's a good sign there.
McGee brings it back up for the Titans. McGee dribbling up top, looking for somebody. He's got Mitchell. Murphy jumps the pass. Going to be off his hands. It's going to be out right in front of their bench.
Nice job of shooting the passing lane there by Caden, slowing down this Tech offense a little bit.
So Elias Trotter is going to take it out for Arsenal Tech, right by the scorer's table. Gets it into McGee. McGee. That's Moore. Moore up top on the wing. Moore back to McGee. McGee. To number 32, Ingram, to 21, Trotter, back to McGee. McGee dumps inside to Trotter. Trotter gets it back, but can't put it up. Dakin comes down with the rebound. Dakin now brings it up. Dakin a pull-up 3, just bricks. Mitchell going to come with the rebound. Mitchell slows it down to Trotter in the corner. Trotter spinning, drives baseline. Kick out to Ingram. Ingram tries to drive, gets it out to number 23. Will go. So number 23, Moore tried to put up the 3 there, couldn't go. And Trotter comes down with the rebound. Foul going to be called. Looks like it's going to be called on Kellen Dakin, his first. Into the game for Arsenal Tech, number 25. That is Demetrius Baker, seeing the floor first time tonight.
It looks like Tech really likes to spread the floor out, get some driving lanes, penetrate and kick, dish. They'll roll hard. Like here, 5's going hard to the basket.
Mitchell tries to drive, can't get it to go. Baker now gets the offensive rebound, but it's tipped and Murphy's got it. Murphy slows it down, gets it to Murphy. Murphy up the floor, Paris, pump fakes, drives baseline. Met by 2 Arsenal Tech defenders, it's going to get stolen by Baker. But Paris gets it right back. Ward's got it into the basket. Ward tries to go with it, and a foul going to get called. A little bit of a mad dasher on the floor, ends up with 2 room free throws.
Yeah, good effort there after the rebound by Tech to jar that free and get a chance to go to the line here.
His first team first.
4 Ward, shooting his first free throws tonight. 4 Ward 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 shooting his first free throws tonight. Into the game for the Bruins, number 22, the star freshman Daniel Thomas. If you watched on the Tri-West Sports Network earlier, he was one of the featured guests today on the Bruin Talk.
Yep.
As Ward puts up his second free throw, and he'll make it. Now the Bruins lead 5-2 with 4:30 left to play in the first. Bruins pressing hard early. Mitchell's got it, brings it up the floor, tries to drive cross court to Ward. Ward dribbles inside and puts the layup. Miller, bringing up the floor for the Bruins. Miller now has got on top of somebody. Thomas comes to get it, shovel back to Miller. Miller crosses over. Trotter goes sliding on the floor to Thomas on the wing. Thomas drives wide open, takes the contact, can't get the lip to fall. Thomas trying to get the steal, and a foul going to be called.
That's something we're going to have to be careful of here in this type of a game. With the speed that a team like Tech brings to the table, you get out of position, you start reaching, you pick up these ticky-tack fouls. We're going to have to be very careful with that.
McGee brings it up the floor for Tech. McGee gives it to Mitchell. Mitchell, touch and lose it, and over back going to be called as the Bruins all have it at half court.
Yeah, you still have possession there. That's a good thing. That's just a mental mistake there by the Titans.
Inbounding it for the Bruins, going to be Caden Murphy. Murphy to Miller. Miller's got it at the other end. Miller brings it across for the Bruins to Paris. Paris dribbles around, hands it off to Murphy. Murphy, quick pass back to Paris. Paris tries to drive, beats a big man of Moore. Gets it inside to Miller. Miller wide open in the lane, and there's another bucket for the Bruins.
Nice find there. Break him down on the penetration. Get a guy cut into the basket. Really well done there by the Bruins.
Trotter brings it up for Tech. Trotter trying to get past Paris. Can't get it. Looking for somebody. He's got nobody. Spinning, looking for somebody. Finally got Mitchell. Mitchell missed it, though. Miller taps it to Ward as the Bruins come up with another steal. Now, Thomas to Paris. Paris back to Thomas. Thomas tries pull-up jump for the free throw line. It's good.
Nice jumper there by Daniel.
Yeah. Trotter tried to inbound it to Mitchell, coming out of bounds, and he was still out of bounds.
Yeah, just another mental error there by the Titans. Coach Strine talked to me about that in the pregame about how they want to try to turn you over, but yet they will sometimes commit a lot of turnovers themselves, and so we're kind of seeing that here play out early in this game.
Seeing the floor for the first time tonight for the Bruins, number 3, Lad Morgan, and back in the game for the Bruins is number 1, Kellen Dakin, as Dakin's got it at the wing. Miller, pull-up jumper for 3. It's good! Give him 3! And a timeout going to be called by Arsenal Tech here early with 3 minutes left to play in the first. Bruins up 12-4.
Yeah, really interesting to see at the start of the game, like Coach said, third game this week. You got an athletic, quick, fast team here. How are our legs going to look against theirs? So far, so good. Now it's early, right? But it looks like we've come with some intensity and playing pretty smart on both ends of the floor so far, how we've built this 8-point lead here early.
No, yeah, the Bruins are playing very good defense so far, definitely capitalizing on these Arsenal Tech errors so far as, in I think in the span of about a minute, they've had an overback, a missed inbounds play. It's just been a little bit rough start for the Arsenal Tech Tigers, and the Bruins haven't been able to capitalize so far.
Yeah, and like you mentioned at the start here, they clearly don't have Blessed Thomas for whatever reason, discipline, hurt, sick, whatever. That might be affecting these guys some. When you got your top gun out, we have that mantra, next man up, but, it makes people feel pressure, and pressure does weird things to people, So
Arsenal Tech going to have the basketball at the baseline. McGee now has it. As the Bruins are in a man press as McGee beats Miller, sprints inside the lane, tries to feed it inside to Demetrius Baker, but can't get it to go. So the Bruins now have it under their basket. As now Blessed Thomas actually steps into the game as he came off the bench.
Number 10, James Townsend.
Miller now brings it up the floor. Miller to Anderson. Anderson back to Miller. Miller to the wing. Picks up his dribble to Dakin up top. Dakin to Thomas. Thomas looking for some on the wing. Anderson's got it up top. Jump stops. Picks. Has a pick from Miller. Now Miller has it at the wing. Miller another pull-up 3. It's good! Give him 3 more!
What they say, hand down, man down?
Another clutch three, now 2 for 2 for Miller on the night as Mitchell driving inside. Here's more. No basket to be called on the floor foul. Looks like the foul is going to be charged. Looks like either towards Anderson or Morgan. It looks like it's going towards Morgan. As the Bruins are already up to 3 fouls this first quarter, 2:15 left to play. As Blessed Thomas to take it out for Tech. Mitchell's got it on the wing. Mitchell now tries to drive inside, can't get it. Now on the block, double team, tries to check it out, gets it. The number 33 blocked by Miller in the corner though. What a block by the sophomore guard.
You don't see that too often. He came out of nowhere, shot out of a cannon.
Miller, big block there to keep the score away from the Titans there.
Little stack set here.
Is Arsenal taking to have it under their basket again? Inside to number 10, Townsend, and looks like a foul going to be called. Without killing so the basket.
Kind of count the Bruins napping there a little bit. On those stack plays sometimes you'll see that where the first two guys kind of split and the third guy in the stack just dives, and that's what they did right there, and no one put a body on Townsend, and he just caught it right under the bucket and got a kind of a ticky-tack foul, but there was some contact there.
So Townsend makes the basket but misses his free throw, as now the Bruins up 15-6 with 1:50 left to play in the first. And looks like they throw it out of bounds and Tech's going to get the ball back.
Yeah, and there's a mental error by the Bruins, right? We talked about it for Tech. Now we do something like that, so we got to not let that start to creep in, make sure we're on the same page here.
Back into the game for the Bruins, number 10, Jackson Paris. As Blessed Thomas now brings up the floor for Tech. As Daniel Thomas now all over him. Thomas, Blessed loses his shoe, puts up a shot off the front of the rim. As Thomas driving. Blessed tries to get him with one shoe on. Miller off the front of the rim, and the referee now going to call time for Thomas as he loses a shoe and is not going to put it back on.
Yeah.
Very jumbled events there.
I've seen a guy blow out a tire like that in mid-play in a while.
So Thomas and take it out for Tech. Thomas now brings up the floor, covered by Daniel Thomas. Thomas to Mitchell in the corner. Mitchell covered shot in the wing. Air ball. As Miller gets the rebound, but it's going to be off of number 33's hands. As the only 33 we have on the roster is Justin Kane. But he is exiting the floor now for number 0, Robert Buford. So the Bruins are going to have it under their own basket, as they're still up 15-6 with 1:20 left to play.
Yeah, I would really like to see the Bruins push this to a double-digit lead here, a little bit more going into the second quarter.
Thomas takes it to the wing, gets a good move on him, tries to put up a shot, but a travel going to be called. Thomas looks like he was trying to drive, but as we've definitely seen, especially with number 23 here on Arsenal Tech, Kurt Moore, number 10, James Townsend, these guys have a little bit of size on the Bruins. And that's been one of the main points all year against these teams.
Sure, absolutely. You know, they're big, they're athletic, but so far we seem to be able to keep up with the pace and the physicality. Like I said, our biggest thing I think is we just got to be careful with not getting these cheap fouls.
Mitchell's got out the wing for Arsenal Tech to Moore. Moore back to Buford. Buford back to Moore up top. Now just under a minute to play. Buford inside, or Moore inside to Buford, and a good play.
Nice back cut there by Buford.
And now Tech falls back to man-to-man press. Thomas now has got it. Looks like Bruins in front, wasting clock. Thomas looking for somebody, and a foul going to be called on Blessed Thomas on Tech. So now the Bruins going to get the ball in front of the scorer's table. .37.5 seconds left to play in the first. Bruins up 15-8. As Daniel's looking for something here, gets it into Paris. Paris now almost triple teamed and throws it away, trying to get into Murphy. Now overthrown pass to Thomas. And it's Thomas on Thomas action there, and it's going to end up being in Arsenal Tech's hands. There's 30 seconds left to play now. Very confusing calling which Thomas to say here.
Yeah, that's right. You got Thomas on Thomas here.
Moore's got it now in the wing, out to Buford. Buford looking up top, gets a screen from Townsend. Buford now back to Townsend, but he's going to throw it out of bounds. And the Bruins now going to have it with 20 seconds left. And a timeout looks like going to be called by the Bruins.
Yeah, another middle timeout, or another mental mistake there by Tech as the timeout gets called. You know, they kind of have a little bit of the same, looks like, philosophy on defense. You know, it looks like they want to get up in you and play, out away from the basket. Physical, up close and tight. They just got to be careful. You know, whenever you're doing that, I saw Coach over there on the sideline when Thomas picked up that foul over there. You know, you got to move your feet. You got to teach these guys to sit down, move your feet, keep your hands off, put your chest out. And I know you want to try to get up into the guy you're defending, but you don't want to get too aggressive and start getting in foul trouble.
No, yeah, definitely. And Bruins, again, up 4 fouls here. They've been trying to conserve that last foul here for the last minute or so. But again, I think another thing is, too, both these teams have made a lot of mental errors. It's 7:30 on a Saturday night, a little bit of a break for, I think, both schools. So who can wake up first here is going to be the name of the game here for the first half as the Bruins inbound it with 19 seconds left. Miller brings it across the 10-second line. Miller, Ward going to get a screen from Ward. Miller back across to Paris. Paris going to get tapped away by Townsend. Paris got Scott Miller, 5 seconds up. Miller drives, can't get the layup to fall. Loose ball, Ward's going to get it. A second, gets the layup to fall at the buzzer.
Yeah.
And Ward with that bucket is going to push the lead up to 9 for the Bruins, up 17-8 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, good effort there to finish off the quarter. That was a couple of plays in the first quarter where there was extra effort after a rebound, so that's really encouraging and positive to see. We did some really good things there in that first quarter that we can build on. Like I said, I was really kind of interested to see how we would come out and meet their physicality, their speed, their athleticism, this being our third game this week. I think so far we've checked that box off. Now we've just got to play smart in this second quarter. Really like to see us push this lead up into double digits going into halftime.
No, yeah, definitely. I think the Bruins, they've kind of slowed down a little bit, slowed down their play, and also, actually, I really don't know. Obviously both these teams are making mental errors, and it's been a bit of a gridlock here these past couple of minutes. But, I think the Bruins, they can just keep playing consistent and definitely limit the fouls. 4 fouls in 6 minutes is a lot, and that's going to come down to some at the end of the game if this game gets close.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Lane.
Looks like Arsenal Tech got to get the ball coming out of the quarter.
While we have a second, I want to give a shout out to Eli Ogle, junior here at Tri-West Wrestler. He is going to be representing Tri-West in state next week at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. He advanced out of the Evansville, very, very difficult wrestling semi-state down there. So congratulations to Eli, and wish him all the best next week at state.
No doubt, good luck to Eli there as Arsenal Tech is going to bring it out of the quarter. Thomas has got it, dribbles around to his right, back to Ingram. Ingram with the 3, won't go. Daniel Thomas comes down with the rebound. Thomas for the Bruins now, brings it up. Thomas drives, 2-on-1, puts a layup in the basket, it's going to go, and an and one going to be called.
Yeah, I love when Daniel gets those types of plays that you can just tell it energizes him and the team right there. Hopefully he can finish this and one off.
Entering the game for the Titans, number 3, Derek McGee.
So into the game for the Arsenal Tech Titans is number 3, Derek McGee, and out comes Blessed Thomas. As Daniel Thomas now is going to put up his one and only free throw, and it's going to go down. The Bruins now have a 12-point lead, 20-8. McGee brings up the floor as he gets it to Ingram. Ingram to Buford. Buford back to McGee. McGee has it up top. Drives left into the lane. Gets the layup to fall.
Nice move there by McGee, getting to the basket and finishing with the offhand.
Miller now brings it up for the Bruins. Miller going to get a screen from Ward. Miller drives, pull-up jumper. It's good. That's 8 tonight for Miller, and he's, I think, 3 for 3 from the floor already. Now McGee brings it up the floor for Arsenal Tech. McGee inside to Ingram. Ingram dribbles across to Mitchell. Mitchell dribbling around his left. Has it at the free throw line. Gets it back out to Buford. Buford calling for a clear out as Ingram going to set a pick. Has a switch there by Murphy and Morgan. Going to get it back to McGee. McGee now has up top, calling for a screen. Going to get it, but now it's going to get tipped by Thomas, but it's going to land in the hands of Townsend. Townsend cross court to Mitchell.
Nice job here by the Bruins, playing solid defense.
Mitchell now drives, puts up a layup, almost blocked by Ward, just barely going to fall.
And of course, as soon as I say that, they get a breakdown and a score.
A little bit of a commentator's curse there as Miller brings it back up to the floor for the Bruins. Again, Ward going to set a pick. Miller drives right. Nowhere to be found, but he's wide open. Where was everyone going? But shot is not going to fall.
Yeah.
It's his first miss of the night.
They dodged a bullet there. No doubt about
It
that.
looked like they were trying to double team Ward to stop the inside pass and just left Miller wide open. The Buford going to get it, inbounded. As now McGee's got it. Thomas all over him. McGee now dribbles across. She's looking for somebody. Thomas playing heads up D on him. Mitchell's now got it on the wing. Mitchell drives inside. Cross pass to Buford. Buford a three. Won't go, but Townsend tries to put it back up. Won't go. And Ingram going to put it back up and it's going to get blocked by Ward, but a foul going to be called on Ward.
That was good action there by Tech. Like I was saying earlier, they spread you out, and then they look for those driving lanes, and they do a really good job of driving it and kicking back out. The other thing I noticed they do a really great job of, too, in using their athleticism is crashing the boards. They know when the ball's going up, where it's going up from, and their weak side crash is really hard. They do a nice job with that.
No, yeah, definitely. And I think not on this possession, but the possession before that, it's Ward, get that out of here! Oh my goodness, that was an aggressive block there by Ward. And it's going to stay with Arsenal Tech, as it looks like the Bruins thought it was out on Arsenal Tech, but going to stay with the Titans. But as I was saying, like you were saying, they like to spread it out. The Bruins were playing kind of a tight 3-2 zone. It prevented that spread because I think they were running a 4-1 offense.
Yeah.
So it was working out pretty well, as now it looks like they're still running the 3-2 as Buford now cross-court pass to McGee. McGee, what a save, but it's going to fall in the hands of Ward. Ward now gets it to Paris. Paris brings up the floor. Miller now has it on the wing. Spins. He's now triple team to the corner. Over to Murphy. Murphy baseline. Puts it up. No foul call, but he's going to get the shot to fall.
Nice job there by Caden, cutting when he saw the triple team over there.
Mitchell now going to get fouled on his way up. As it looks like that foul is going to be called on Jackson Paris. His first of the night, and that's the Bruins' second foul.
Yeah, I think Coach Strine is saying, you got the foul down here, but you missed the one down there with Caden because he got clobbered throwing that shot up. Thankfully, it went in. That was a nice job by Caden, as I was saying, to cut, noticing that Ryan was being triple teamed, and a good job by Ryan to stay calm, keep his head up to find a wide open cutter.
Oh, yeah, definitely. A definite should have been at least a block foul at the least, as Caden almost in the airborne hit a brick wall as he tried to pull up that layup. Regardless, Mitchell misses his first and puts up a second, and it's good. So now the Bruins are up by 11, 24-13, but just 5 minutes left to play in the half. As Arsenal Tech looks like they're running a man-to-man press, Paris now drives inside, dribbles it back out. Gets it to Thomas on the wing. Thomas now to Miller. Miller sitting at the wing in the triple threat. Miller spins back to Thomas. Thomas looking inside to Ward. Ward wide open, going to get blocked by Ingram. But a push in the back going to be called, as you can see, visibly upset by that call is Ingram.
Yeah, glad to see West pop up. That looked like it could have been a disaster right there. The way he came down, limbs were bent every which way.
So Ward puts up his second pair of free throws tonight. Going to make the first, as into the game for the Bruins, first time tonight. Number 2, Amari Blakely.
Returning for the Titans, number 23, Kurt Cole.
Bruins going with a small lineup right now. I mean, obviously got West out there, but the guards in the forward positions are pretty small at this point.
Ward misses second free throw. Now Mitchell drives up the floor, meets on Wood. You got to get the layup to fall.
That's a nice take there by Mitchell. He went right into West there to score that bucket.
Paris now brings it up the floor for the Bruins. Paris tries, hands it to Miller. Miller up top, calling out a play for the Bruins. Gets it to Thomas. Thomas back to Miller. Miller drives inside, tries to get a pull-up jumper, but it's going to get blocked. Mitchell now takes up the layup, tries, and will get it to fall as Parrish tried to block it.
Good body control there by Mitchell to hang in the air and get the scoop and score.
Now the Bruins lead slowly starting to diminish here, as now the Bruins only have a 25-17 lead here, just under 4 minutes left to play.
Tech's getting really active with their hands on defense. They're disrupting a lot of the drive opportunities.
And Coach Stein going to call a timeout for the Bruins here with 3:48 left to play. So looks like Murphy going to check back into the game for the Bruins. But definite slow down there towards the end of that possession there for the Bruins. I don't know if they were just kind of slowing down on offense, couldn't find anyone open, or like you said, Tech definitely getting a lot more aggressive on defense with their hands.
Yeah, I think that was more the case there, that Coach Strine kind of felt momentum slipping away a little bit. You could kind of tell when Tech called that timeout, their fans and their bench were a little bit energized. So I think their defense kind of got them kick-started there a little bit, and you just don't want to let that snowball, right? So it's a good timeout by Coach Strine. He kind of saw the offense was stagnating. He's probably over there coaching those guys up about being solid with the ball, setting good ball screens, running the offense. They can just settle them down a little bit. We'll be all right.
No, yeah, well said there by Coach Spears as Bruins come out of their timeout. As definitely this game has become a lot closer as the game moves on. Bruins coming back out with Miller, Parrish, Murphy, Blakely, and Ward. Tech coming out with McGee, Moore, Demetrius Baker, Trotter, and looks like Salmon Mitchell. Bruins going to inbound it to Miller as looks like Tech now running like a hot 2-3. Gets inside to Blakely. Blakely looking for somebody. Gets it to Murphy back up top. Murphy to Miller. Miller dribbling up top for Murphy. Murphy on the wing. Ward tries to set a pick. Parrish pull-up jumper contested. It's good. Give him 3. And there's his first 2 points of the night.
That was good action by the Bruins there.
Mitchell now brings it up for the Titans as McGee now has it up top. McGee guarded by Murphy. Murphy playing hands up D. Good D there. Mitchell in the corner. Tries to jab. Blakely clamping him up in the corner now as he jumps it back out up top. Mitchell drives into the corner for Trotter. Trotter drives baseline. Gives it to McGee. McGee on the wing, off the front of the rim. Moore going to come down with the rebound, and he's going to get it to go.
Good persistence there by Tech, staying with it.
Miller now gives it to Murphy. Murphy to Parrish. Parrish now crosses. Drives inside behind the back in the lane. That's going to get stolen from by McGee. Murphy now playing defense. A Euro step through the lane for McGee, and he's going to get it to go.
Nice step through. We're going to have to realize that we can't break our man down off the dribble because they're swarming on any kind of drives.
As now that 12-point lead is now diminished to 7 as Miller drives inside. Foul going to get called as he tries to put the shot up. Bruins have it under their own baskets. Now, like I was saying, the Bruins lead only diminished to 7, 28-21 with triple twos, 2:22 left to play. Thomas now comes into the game for Blakely. Miller into Ward as Ward goes and gets him at the free throw line. Ward hand off to Thomas. Thomas to Murphy. Murphy back to Miller. Miller drives, rips, foul going to be called on Trotter. There's a definite reach there.
Now that one was good because we overloaded, and on the weak side when we switched it back, Ryan caught the ball. There was no one there, so when he drove, he had a wide open lane to the bucket. But typically, what's happened is when we try to drive, they're swarming.
As Tech going to get the loose ball now as it comes down the floor. As Baker drives inside, can't get it to go. Moore going to come down with the rebound, and he's going to put it back up. Bruins now only up by 5 with just under 2 minutes left. Miller now calling out a play for the Bruins. Miller gets it to Thomas. Thomas tries to drive inside. He does. Fighting through the traffic. Can't get it. Ward tries to bounce it back to Miller. Can't get it. McGee now. No look at Trotter in the corner. Trotter puts up a 3. No foul going to be called. 3 shots going to be charged towards Trotter.
Yeah, so again, what Tech is doing on defense is their gap discipline is really good. So when a team is in the half court on offense, there's gaps, there's wedges, right? So when you have the ball on the perimeter and you decide you're going to try to drive, if you beat your man, somebody's going to wedge into that gap, right? And they're doing a fantastic job of that, and they're just swarming, and we can't drive through. Even when Daniel was able to penetrate to the basket there were 3 guys around him that he had to try to finish over. So we're going to have to try to realize that we can't go through their entire defense trying to drive to the basket with our head down. We're going to have to maybe drive and then kick, drive, pull out, but we have to move the ball a little bit more and not just try to straight line drive to the bucket. We've been able to do that pretty successfully a lot this year, but this team just appears too well disciplined on defense to be able to do that.
Trotter going to make 2 of his 3 now. Cuts the lead down to 1 possession as it's 28-25 as Miller tries to get to Murphy. And now Murphy slips and falls, and Miller going to throw it out of bounds.
Yeah, we got to fight through this. I mean, we can't hang our heads. We can't start finger pointing. You know, you just got to man up and take responsibility, and somebody's going to have to start doing their job and fight through this.
1:30 left to play in the half. Trotter going to take it out for Tech. Gets it into Moore. Moore hands it back off to Trotter. Trotter to Moore. Moore tries to step up for 3, but pisses it to McGee and thinks better of it. McGee now gets it to Mitchell in the corner. Mitchell gets a pick from Baker. Gives it back to Mitchell. Mitchell now has it. Baker cross court to Moore in the corner. Back to Trotter. Trotter jabs, goes the other way. Can't get the shot to go. Miller comes down with the rebound. Miller now trying to outrun Mitchell. Miller now picks up his dribble, gets out to Murphy in the corner. Murphy spins, drives inside, can't get it to go. Morgan tries to come down with the rebound. Still fight for the rebound. McGee now looking up the floor. Mitchell now with the 3 on the wing, and it's good. And it is now a tie game at 28 with 45 seconds left. Miller to Thomas. Thomas now got it. Back to Miller. Miller now up top. Miller spins in the lane. Fadeaway shot. Can't get it to go. McGee comes out with the rebound. McGee to Trotter. Trotter now brings it down the floor for Arsenal Tech. Tipped by Miller to Moore in the corner. Moore drives inside, gonna get the shot to go. And now Arsenal Tech goes up by 2. Arsenal Tech up 30-28. Bruins bringing it down. 10 seconds left to play, looking for a last second shot. Miller's got it. Moore gonna set a pick for Miller. Miller tries to drive, gives it to Thomas. Thomas a deep 3, can't get it to go. And that's going to expire as Arsenal Tech goes ahead by 2. And the last seconds now 30-28 at the end of the half.
Yeah, Coach Strine just walked off the court pretty disgusted. I think seeing that last 5 minutes or so of the second quarter was not something that he thought he would see out of this team. Like I said, we just looked completely disjointed there those last 5 minutes or so. We're going to have to figure it out on offense. Defensively, we didn't play too bad. Their defense got them energized on offense. It wasn't like we gave up a lot in the half court. Some of it was transition there. We're going to have to try to get it figured out, though.
No, yeah, definitely. They're well set, Mr. Spears. It's like kind of like the Bruins just kind of laid down there, like you were saying. The defense was charging the offense, and you could see that Arsenal Tech was starting to pump it up on offense and got definitely a little bit more handsy. And it definitely prevailed there as they have come back from a 12-point deficit to a 2-point favorite here, as that's to end the half. Well, we'll step away here for a few minutes here. We'll come back here before the start of the second half.
All right, well, we're back here at halftime. We had a chance to talk to Coach Strine before the game here a little bit about winning conference, this matchup against Tech, and what he's looking forward to down the stretch here. So we'll cue that up here and listen to what Coach Strine has
All
to
right,
say.
Justin Spears here, Tri-West Sports Network with Coach Tom Strine. Coach, how are you today?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Exciting night last night, obviously. Clinching that conference championship and seeing these guys excited. So, now the challenge is getting them back focused for a tough game tonight. It'll be a totally different game than what it was last night. Really what we've seen probably, in the last month or so. So, it's good, get ready for this one. And we're treating it like a sectional week, right? It's our third game in this week. And, if we want to win a sectional, you got to win them back-to-back nights, something we haven't done yet. So, it's a big game for us, and so we're excited. So.
Yeah, other than winning the conference, obviously, what did you like about last night?
I like that we got to get some guys in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Some guys that got some minutes, some valuable reps. I really think those are important.
Mm-hmm.
Now I wasn't pleased with how we rebounded. I think that we need to do a better job with that, pursuing the ball. But again, we're just such an unselfish group. Put 4 guys in double figures again. I think that's like the 8th time this year.
Mm-hmm.
We've had 7 different leading scorers this year, and so the unselfishness I think is great. I think we need to execute a little bit better, and obviously as a coach, I always want to do better. So but no, I was glad that we got to get some guys in late too that work so hard and get them some minutes and some experience, because down the road they're going to be the next guys. So that's big.
Awesome. Tech comes in at 5-12, but that style I'm sure they play makes them dangerous. What are you expecting tonight?
And don't let 5-12 fool you. They have the number 9 strength of schedule in the state. And so they've played a really tough schedule. The style is wild and woolly. And so. For us, it's going to be a fun matchup. We have to be very disciplined. We have to meet the pass.
Mm-hmm.
We have to, limit our turnovers, and they're a team that will turn it over themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So be able to win that turnover battle, be tougher. So it'd be a good test for us. It's something different. Everybody's asking me, are you going to slow it down? And I just don't think that's what we need to do.
Right.
That's not who we are. We got to stay our aggressive way. And because I think that, when you try to slow it down when you're not a team that slows it down, that's when you start to make your mistakes. So,
right.
But we just got to be disciplined in our attack as well. And so I'm excited to see how we do.
Yeah.
It's like I said, the last 4 or 5 games have been a little bit different than this one's going to be. So see how we do. And obviously it's preparing us for the state tournament. And that's the ultimate goal. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good luck tonight.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Yep, thanks, Spears.
So that was Coach Tom Strine. Pre-game, you heard him talk a little bit about what we would expect from Tech tonight now that we're here at halftime. I think kind of what he said came to fruition here. These guys came out, played hard, they're athletic, and we're going to have to put a little bit better effort together offensively and defensively the second half to come away with the win, but hopefully the message got through in the locker room and these guys come out renewed, focused, and ready to execute here. So we're about 2.5 minutes away. We'll step away here for just a moment, and we'll be back here on the Tri-West Sports Network. All right, welcome back here to Tri-West High School. We are about less than a minute away here to the start of the second half here. So, Lane, what do you think here? Second half, we're facing a deficit for one of the first times in a while that I can remember. What do you think?
I think it's kind of what I said earlier in the pregame. I mean, one of my big points that I made before we went to the game was communication. I mean, we saw in that Barnesville game, Barnesville was communicating a lot more, and their offense got a lot more fluid, and the Bruins defense was just getting broken down. So I've seen pretty much almost the same symptoms here tonight out of the Bruins. I mean, defense isn't really talking. They're getting some wide open buckets, and also not really talking on offense. I mean, they're trying to call stuff and just can't get the right thing to fall. And also a factor that plays into that is the size. I mean, we're looking at number 23, Kurt Moore. He looks like he's 225. He looks 225 and 6'4", and he's a power forward.
Yeah.
I mean, and our best guy, Wes Ford, he looks about 170, and he's only 6'7". So a little bit of a size disadvantage there. But I mean, if these Bruins can get talking and just get back into the flow of the game, I think they should re-increase their lead. As Arsenal Tech already coming out firing as they try to steal the ball, and then Murphy puts up a three that won't go to start the game, to start the half, excuse me. Mitchell brings it down for the Titans. McGee tries to put up a layup, won't go. Moore comes down with it, gets the putback to go. Miller brings it back up for the Bruins. Miller at the wing, looking for somebody cross court to Ward. Ward a wide open three, won't go.
Yeah, unlucky there. It was a good look, for sure.
Really wanted that one to drop, but couldn't get it to go. It's now Tech going to be handed back the ball, as now they have a 4-point lead over the Bruins, 28-32. McGee brings up the floor for the Bruins. McGee to Mitchell. Mitchell looking for somebody. Can't get it. Drives inside. Tries to shovel it to Baker, but can't get to go. Going to fall into Miller's hands and gets it to Paris. Paris to Miller. Miller on the wing. Miller tries to drive inside. Nice little hezzy there to Murphy in the corner. Murphy puts up another three. Air ball. Dakin tries to bounce it off of the Tech defender, but won't get it. It's going to fall right back to their hands. Mitchell to Trotter. Trotter pivoting, spinning, gives it to Moore. Moore to Mitchell. Mitchell back to Trotter. Trotter back to Mitchell up top. Mitchell now drives out to the wing. Mitchell looking for somebody. He's got Moore up top. Moore now gives it to Trotter, off Trotter's hands, and it's going to go.
Whoa, I didn't see that. I thought that was pretty clearly off Tech.
As I guess the ball sting the Tech, as it looked like I saw two green jerseys last touch the ball, but that is not my opinion. McGee now has it for the Titans up top. Miller face guard him here. McGee just Mitchell in the corner. Mitchell drives baseline, jump steps to McGee. McGee pump fakes, drives it. Murphy tried to get the charge, couldn't get it. McGee gonna get it stripped, and now Miller comes out with it. Miller now has the ball up top. Miller to Dakin. Dakin spins, misses the Mitchell drive. Now he tries to get the reverse layup, and Ward tried to dunk it, but slips through his hands. Ward now trying to get it. Miller. Mitchell puts up a three in Miller's face, and it's going to go.
I like the action that we ran down there. We just couldn't execute, couldn't finish.
Arsenal Tech now extends their lead to 35-28 with 5:45 to play. Miller with the three of his own. There it is! Give him three! And bring it back within four. And it looks like the Bruins have called a timeout here early. And hopefully that Miller three will put some life back into him, but still, I mean, down by 4 here. The Arsenal Tech picking up right back where they left off.
Yeah, I'm glad that shot by Ryan went in, but we got to be careful not to just jump into desperation shots. We don't want to take quick threes. We missed the first two in the corner over there to start the second half. Good. I'm glad that one went down. Missed the one was wide open by West. So, again, coach is probably just over there saying, look, we got to execute. We got to do the little things. We got to finish. Got to communicate, like you said, to your point, Lane, that you brought up earlier in the game, being connected and communicating. So let's see if we get a little bit of life. You know what you might see here, and I've seen this before as a coach myself, if he doesn't feel like he's getting good production out of these guys, look for a wholesale change. We've got 15 guys in uniform tonight, so it could be a message that he sends if these guys don't bring the energy here in the next couple minutes that he may sub all 5 out just to make a point.
Good point there by Mr. Spears as Tech inbounds it on the baseline. Trotter now tries to bring it up the floor. Trotter brings it, still bringing it up the floor for the Titans. Trotter drives in the lane, tries to put it up, and a foul going to be called. Trotter heads to the free throw line as that foul going to be charged towards Caden Murphy, his first of the night.
You brought up a great point, Lane, and you can kind of see it here in the second half already. Some of the size and athleticism, the mismatches, right? I mean, Caden is a really solid on-ball defender. He plays his heart out, but he's a little undersized here against Trotter, and so you can kind of see that a little bit positionally on the court. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what mix of players coach can find to match their athleticism and size.
Trotter hits both free throws as now he extends the lead to 6 as Thomas gets it to Miller. Miller back to Thomas as they cross the 10-point line. As a hot press coming from the Titans. Dakin trapped in the corner, gets it to Paris. Paris has got Miller wide open on the block. He's going to get the layup to go.
That was nice there. They were running a 1-2-2 trap, and he get opposite of it, and it's usually wide open, and Ryan was wide open on the opposite block.
McGee's got it up top. He's going to drive in the lane, gets it to Moore in the corner. Moore spins inside, gets it back to McGee in the corner. McGee looking for somebody. He's got Mitchell. Mitchell drives inside for a wide open lane, puts up a floater off the side of the rim. Paris tries to get it back, and it's going with the Bruins.
Yeah, good defense there. Kind of gambled a little bit and got away with it some. We got to be careful not to shoot the passing lanes and put our other 4 guys in a disadvantage, but it was a good job of rotating by the team defense there.
Miller gets it to Paris. It looks like these guys are running a hot 3-2 zone.
Yeah,
Miller
this is
now
run and
brings
jump
it across
here.
to Thomas. Thomas tries to get it, but loses track of it. He tries to get behind the back. Mitchell now drives, looking for somebody, gets it to Moore. Moore back to Mitchell. Mitchell on the wing. Guarded by Ward. Mitchell crosses to Trotter in the corner. Trotter drives, tries to get it back to Mitchell. Almost falls over. Mitchell now behind his back, spinning. Gets it to McGee. McGee now has it up top in the triple threat, guarded by Dakin. McGee gets it to Trotter. Trotter in the corner, covered by Miller and Ward. Trotter picks up a dribble, gets it back to McGee up top. McGee now drives to his right, tries to go up. The triple team on the block, gets it back out to Mitchell. Mitchell now, triple threat on the wing. Mitchell looking, drives to his left, kicks back out to Moore, but intercepted by Thomas. Thomas out up the floor to Miller. Miller to Dakin in the corner. Dakin for 3. It's good. Give him 3.
Yeah, we
and the
needed that
Bruins
one.
with 2 baskets and 2 possessions right back in this game now, only down by 1. And a timeout going to be called by Arsenal Tech.
All right, a little bit of life in here to the Bruins. That's a good thing to see. So just to clarify what I was mentioning earlier, what we saw on the last half-court defensive possession that Tech had, a run and jump. What you do in a situation like that is the guy who's bringing the ball up the court, you usually drop back, and the guy who's bringing the ball up the court, he'll get a little bit of token pressure from his man, and then right as he gets to about half court, another guard will come running over, and it's a quick double team. Like, you hit him real quick, and you could kind of see we weren't real ready for it. We tried to throw a ball, and it got picked off down here in the corner. So we're going to have to watch. They're throwing a lot of gimmick defenses. They've run a 1-2-2 press. They've run that run and jump. They'll full court man. So we've got to be on our toes and be smart and know and recognize what they're in defensively so that we can run the right offense to get guys where they need to be.
Oh, yeah, well said there, Mr. Spears. Hopefully those 2 big shots by Miller and Dakin can get this Bruin offense rejuvenated as McGee inbounds it to Thomas.
Little 1-3-1 here by the Bruins.
Thomas now has it up top, going to be trapped in the corner. Now McGee trapped, going to be tipped by Miller. Thomas comes down with it. Thomas out ripping, gets to the Paris. Paris crossed the
Good
Miller.
cut, yes!
Gets the basket
And
to
one.
go. Great defensive heads-up plays there by the Bruins, and now pushes it back up by 1.
Excellent call there by Coach trying to come out in a 1-3-1. As I was just saying in that last timeout, Tech was running a lot of, we call those junk defenses, right? They're anything that's other than man, you'll call it junk defense. So that 1-3-1, they weren't ready for it. They turned the ball over. We get out in transition, get the M1 here.
Miller puts down his one and only free throw, pushes the lead to 2 for the Bruins. 39-37 with 3:15 left. Mitchell now to McGee in the corner. McGee drives baseline, tries to get to Moore in the corner for a three. It's good. Moore now pushes the lead to 1 for Arsenal Tech, 40-39.
He was excited to hit that three.
Miller now gets it on the wing. Miller picks up the dribble, gets it to Paris. Paris now has it up top. Paris pulls it back out, gets it to Dakin on the wing. Dakin drive, pulls back for a jumper off the front of the rim. McGee now comes out with the rebound. McGee drives on with Paris, loses the ball on his way up. Now Dakin's got it going back the other way. Dakin now has it at the wing, slows it down for the Bruins. A smart decision there instead of forcing something. Paris hands off to him. Miller contested three. It's good! Give him three!
Good to see him hit a couple here. That could heat him up a little bit.
Thomas can inbound it to Mitchell. Mitchell trying to bring it across, back to Thomas. Daniel Thomas on Les Thomas. And a foul going to be called on Daniel Thomas. Looks like a shove going to be called.
Coach Strine getting a point in that, hey, if that's a foul right there, they've been doing that this game too, so let's try to call it both ways.
So Arsenal Tech going to have it in front of the scorer's table. Buford going to take it out for the Titans. Gets it into Blessed Thomas. Blessed now drives to his right, puts up a layup, won't go. Moore going to kick out the rebound, but he loses on his way down. Paris has got it, now Thomas takes it back the other way. Thomas now drives to the lane, Dakin a three. It's good! Give him three! Bruins now push the lead 45-40, just under 2 minutes left to play.
Getting a couple outside shots.
Mitchell now gives it to Moore. Moore to Thomas. Thomas now up on the left wing to Mitchell. Mitchell up top, puts up a contested three, rolls in and out. Dakin now gets a rebound, pushes up the floor for the Bruins. Dakin to Thomas, Thomas to Paris. Paris a three. It's good! Give him three!
It's raining threes, Lane.
3 in a row for a three for the Bruins. Thomas now brings it up the floor for the Bruins. Or excuse me, Thomas brings it up for Arsenal Tech. Thomas drives, loses the ball. Thomas had to come down with it. Miller now gonna drive inside, puts up a layup. It's good. Thomas gonna be called out. Timeout gonna be called by Arsenal Tech there. 50-40 with just over a minute left to play in the third quarter. As my dad be saying at home, raindrops for the Bruins.
Yeah, for sure. It's raining threes right now, and they've all been really good looks too, which is good, because sometimes you start getting them to knock down, and then guys think, all right, I'm going to get mine. But they've all been in rhythm. They've all been good looks, so that's excellent to see. That's got to feel good. You know what? I really think, Lane, it started down here on the defensive end, right? I really think we've picked it up defensively. We've kind of stymied them a little bit, caused them to turn the ball over a little bit, and then we've made them pay for it. That's how we've been able to build this lead up here. So good on us to weather the storm, come back out here, push this lead back up to 10. Now we can't let our foot off the gas because we saw what these guys are capable of, right? And we know they're not going to fold. They're over there getting an earful from Coach, right? So we know they're going to come back out here ready to go. We got to make sure we finish this quarter off, and then ultimately go into the fourth quarter with as big a lead as we can get.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is the Bruins that all of us Tri-West fans are used to seeing here. Like you're saying, don't take your foot off now. Still only got 9 minutes left to play here in this game. See if you can extend it more or just keep playing tough defense. Arsenal Tech going to have the ball under their own basket. Beaver going to inbound it to Mitchell. Mitchell to McGee. That's McGee now going to bring it across here with just a minute left in the third. Bruins again, looks like you're running a short 2-2-1. Buford jumps, gets it to Ingram. Ingram cross court to Mitchell in the corner. Mitchell breaks it off the rim. McGee puts it up. It's a match schedule for the ball. Townsend going to come down with it. Townsend now gets it to Buford up top. Buford going to hold the ball. Now to Ingram up top. Ingram back to Mitchell. 40 seconds left to play in the third. Mitchell looking for somebody. He's got nothing. Mitchell drives through the lane, goes up with the layup. Blocked by Miller, but a foul going to be called.
Yeah, it was a good job of breaking the defense down there by Tech.
Actually, the foul going to be called George Kelly-Dakin. That's his third of the night.
Whenever sorry,
No,
Lane.
go ahead.
Whenever you're playing a team like Tech, the other thing you got to make sure you do too is not only do you have to have good on-ball pressure and gap integrity, you got to have help side, right? So when they have the ball out here on the wing, you got to make sure your opposite guy is ready to slide over and cut off any drives that might make it to the basket. That time, Mitchell was able to get all the way to the basket with no help side sliding over.
Mitchell puts up a second free throw, and it's good, so he'll make both. As into the game for Arsenal Tech, number 21, Elias Trotter. There's now Paris going to have it under their basket. Inbounds it to Miller. Miller brings it up the floor for the Bruins. Miller now driving to the right wing, hands it off to Thomas. Thomas spins to his left. Miller, pull-up jumper for three off the front of the rim. And it's going the other way. Looks like an offensive foul on West Ward.
Player control foul, number 20, Ward. Is second.
Yeah, I didn't see that when I was watching the action of Ryan coming out. I didn't see the screen very well. I don't know if he was moving or.
So 20 seconds left to play here for the Bruins in the third quarter, 50-42. Buford brings it up for Arsenal Tech. Buford throws it across now on the right wing. Buford to Ingram, Ingram to McDuffie. McDuffie back to Buford, 7 seconds now. Buford dribbles it inside to Ingram. Ingram back out to Trotter. Trotter for a three, too long. Tries to, and on the floor, foul. Looks like going to be called on Wes Ward. That's going to be his third of tonight. Looks like on a hold. And that's going to be their fifth foul of the quarter, so that's going to send Ingram to the free throw line.
Yeah, I just don't think I understand what exactly – I mean, unless we think that they are really good outside shooters, it just seems like the lane's wide open on the opposite side. And so maybe, our weak side guys are told not to be – normally we say you want your butt crack in the middle of the lane. That's kind of the saying that we would say as a coach on help side. But our guys are not even in the lane. So, again, maybe he's, coaching them up to stay out on the shooters. But we got to make sure that we're sliding over a little bit quicker.
So Ingram puts up his two free throws to make the lead 50-44 as Dakin shot a little bit long at the end of the quarter. So Bruins only up by 6 now. Had a big run there and quickly went away here.
Yeah, Coach is really having an animated conversation with one of the refs over there. So we just got to be careful not to get anything silly that could give Tech any free points here with a 6-point lead.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because any minute that Strine gets, it's still it helps fire up the players a little bit. So
yeah, it could be. Sometimes you get one of those to kind of send a message and get them going. But, yeah, 6-point game, I don't think coaches want to try to give Tech any free points here.
Well, as officials, we never call it both ways.
I'm waiting on someone to tell me.
All right.
Looks like Arsenal Tech gonna come out of the quarter with the ball here to start the final 8 minutes of play.
Yeah, we just got to stay disciplined, keep our head in the game, play strong, do all the little things here in order to be able to come away with the win tonight.
So Trotter going to take it out for Arsenal Tech, gets it into Buford. Buford now to Ingram. Ingram looking on the wing, cross court to Mitchell, just a little bit outside and going to fly out of bounds. The Bruins going to get under their own basket. Under Arsenal's basket.
Yeah, now we got to make them pay for that, right? We got to make them pay. They're going full court man here.
Miller inbounds it to Paris. Paris now looking, gives it to Thomas. Thomas dribbles it across for the Bruins. Thomas gets it to Miller. Miller spinning, driving, forces back out of the lane. Ward rips, spins, tries to give it to Miller, can't get it. Looking for Paris, and he's got him up top. Paris now to Dakin on the wing. Dakin now drives to his right, gives it back to Paris. Paris looking for somebody in the lane, can't get him. Paris now behind the back, sitting at the wing. Paris to Miller. Buford tries to intercept the pass, can't get it. Miller drives, can't put up the layup. Ward tries to get the rebound, but just barely pushed over Trotter, and that's going to be his 4th of the night.
Yeah, that one hurts because that's Wes's 4th, and I mean, kudos to Tech. They played some good half-court defense there. We kind of out of rhythm a little bit. Couldn't finish there on that drive. It was a good take by Ryan.
So Arsenal Tech now going to bring it up the floor. Buford now brings it up. Buford gets it to Mitchell in the corner. Mitchell puts up a quick 3 and give him a 3. As now the Bruins lead now cut to 1 possession, only up by 3.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about when they called that timeout. We went up by 10. We said we know they're not going away.
Thomas gives it to Miller. Miller almost loses it. Miller gives it back to Thomas. Thomas drives to his right, gives it back to Miller. Miller drives inside. Good take there by Miller. Puts up the layup. Pushes the lead up to 5 with 6:30 left to play. Buford brings up for Arsenal Tech. Miller with a swat. Great deflection off the pass.
Looked like a defensive back right there.
Oh yeah, nice flip of the hips there. Good zone coverage. As now Arsenal Tech going to take it out in front of the scorers table. Trotter now going to get it into Buford. Buford gets it into Ingram. Ingram on the wing. Ingram tries to get it inside to Townsend, but spins it right to Dakin. Dakin now drives cross court to Paris. Paris, contested 3, just short. It looks like a foul going to be called, I believe, on Arsenal Tech. So, yes, indeed it is. It'll be called on number 10, Townsend. So Miller takes out the basket for the Bruins.
We got the Tech Stomp team in the crowd tonight.
Thomas tries to put it up, but it's going to get blocked. And now it's going to stay with the Bruins. It's definitely the Arsenal Tech cheerleaders getting active in the stands right next to us. Miller now inbound to the Paris. Paris at the top of the lane. Spins,
Nice.
puts it up. Just won't go, but 2's coming his way.
Yeah, it was a nice move there by Jackson to spin inside. No one was there. You know, we've got a couple of players who do a really good, well, a lot of our players, I'm sure it's coached across the board with body control. You know, if you see these guys, they do a really good job. Hesitation, explode. They're very explosive. They're good body control. When they drive, they're usually under control. Right there, Jackson made a nice spin move, and he stayed under control. And I tell you, when you do something like that, you're usually going to get the call from the official when you look like you're in control and you get that contact.
Jackson Paris makes his first, goes up with a second, and it's good. Pushes the lead now. Bruins up 54-47 with 6:05 left to play. Buford drives in the lane, kick out to Trotter. Trotter now gives it to Townsend. Townsend back to Buford up top. Buford to Mitchell. Mitchell on the wing, looking. Back to Moore. Moore to Trotter. Trotter now up top, gives it to Moore. Moore now wide open is Trotter. Anderson tries to block, can't get it. Thomas inbounds to Miller. Miller back to Thomas.
I was just about to sing the praises of Parker because he was in help side, but then as the drive came, he didn't slide over enough in time, and that lane is just wide open.
Good screen there by Anderson for Thomas. Thomas goes up, but he's going to draw the foul, and 2's coming his way.
Good take there by Daniel. Boy, he got punished on that one. You can see he's kind of gimpy there.
It's a lot similar to the Caden Murphy shot down here in the first quarter. It goes up and the layup, draws the contact, going to get the foul called. As Thomas now goes up with his first free throw. He's up with the first, and it's good. Extends the lead to 6, now 55-49. Thomas, Delta's second free throw. Sets up. Shots up. And it's good. Extends the lead to 7 now. 56-49 with 5:22 left to play here. Buford brings it up for the Titans. Buford gives it to Townsend. Townsend to Moore up on the elbow. Townsend tries to shovel it inside, but pulls back. Buford now with to Townsend. Townsend drives in the lane, tries to get back to Buford. It's tipped in the air, but he just keeps a hold of it. Buford now drives. Mitchell a deep three. It's good.
Wow.
Good shot there by Mitchell. It's now Thomas. Inbounds it to Miller. Miller back to Thomas. Thomas now brings up the floor, trying to break this press. Bruins only up by 4 now, 56-52. Thomas gets a screen from Anderson. Thomas drives, tries to feed it inside Anderson, couldn't get it off the foot. Townsend now drives, slides, he's going to get the layup to go. As now, lead is only up by 2 for the Bruins, 56-54. 4:30 left to play here in the fourth. Paris has it up top. Paris looking to the side, dribbles to the right. Miller's got it. Miller drives, gets it to Paris. Paris to Anderson up top. Anderson hands it to Paris. Paris pump fakes, drives inside, pull-up jumper. It's good.
Nice.
Tough shot there by Paris.
Yeah, that was tough. Nice play there by
Dakin with a
Kellen.
steal, goes up, gets the layup. Great defensive play there by Dakin on the press.
Yeah, just caught Tech sleeping right there. Nice job by Kellen.
We were to Townsend.
another
Townsend
turnover.
loses the ball. Now Paris has got it. Paris now brings up the fourth stride, calling a play, looking to slow it down, get some more points here for the Bruin offense. Paris hands it to Miller. Miller now looking, gets a screen from Anderson again. Miller, fadeaway three, blocked by Townsend, but a foul going to be called, and 3 shots hitting Miller's way. A little bit of a touchy foul there, I think.
Well, it was tough to see because I think the block was clean, but when he came through, he got his hand on the follow through. It looked like the block was clean initially, but I think it was the follow through that got Ryan. You know, kind of like that controversial call. You know, you got to give the shooter a place to land. You know, sometimes you can get under a shooter, right? And it's not necessarily that you hit him up top, but when he shoots, you got to give him a spot to lay down. That one, it looked like the block was clean, but when he came through, he got his shooting hand on the way through.
Miller makes his first and makes his second. Now it's a chance to push this lead to 9 with this last free throw is into the game for Marshall Tech, number 33, Justin Kane.
And that's exactly what the ref is over there saying to Coach right now is he just got his hand on the follow-through.
Miller up with his third. It's good. Pushes the lead to 9 for the Bruins here. 3:43 left to play. Trotter brings up the floor for the Titans. Trotter now up top. Looking for somebody. Dribbling. Gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell drives. Baseline jump. Puts up a tough layup. Won't go. Tries to put it back up. Blocked by Peterson. Townsend has put up a layup. Won't go. Many bodies on the floor. Anderson finally gets it out. Gets it out to Thomas. Thomas looking for somebody. Finally finds Dakin. Dakin now gets it across to the Bruins. Dakin to Thomas. Thomas protecting the ball. Thomas now dribbles to his left. Gets a screen from Anderson. Thomas looking. Pulls up a tough jump shot off the front of the rim. Won't go. Kane comes down with the rebound now to Trotter. Trotter crossed over the line, but nothing goes. Miller now.
Yeah,
Miller now tries to get it. Townsend tries to put up a layup, and a foul going to be called on Anderson.
Coach can't believe that wasn't a over and back there. This ref here at Big Court is ready to just tee him up. Let him know about it, Coach. Let him know about it.
And if we look here from the scorers table, he had looks like Trotter stepped on the line or went over, then on his way back stepped on the line.
Yeah.
As Townsend puts up a couple free throws. Up with his first, makes his first.
This is a pivotal minute here. We know that they can score in spurts. We know the pressure's going to be coming, so we got to be strong, we got to be fast, we got to be physical, and we got to finish.
And a lane violation going to be called on Justin Kane, so the second shot will be voided for Arsenal Tech, and the lead is going to stay 8 as now the Bruins up 63-55 with 2:54 left.
Yeah, here comes the man press here. Now, you're probably going to get a trap, if I would guess, maybe first pass. So we got to be careful throwing it to the short corner. Coach is having a conversation with the official over there.
Spears tries to get it inbounded to somebody, gets it to Dakin. Dakin barely gets it to Miller, gets it back to Paris. Harris now is shoved in the back by Townsend, and a foul going to be called, and that is Horsel Tech's 5th of the quarter. Bruins heading to the free throw line now. And like we were talking about earlier, limiting fouls. Look how it helps the Bruins on Tech. Watching their fouls now. The Bruins head to the line here for the rest of the quarter.
Yeah, and that's big right now because we know that they're going to be physical, and we've got to handle this contact.
Harris makes his first free throw, extends the lead to 9.
I think the question that Coach Strine had over there was whether or not that foul on that free throw was a player control foul. If it's a player control foul, then it's you don't get shooting there. So even though they had their 5 fouls already, you don't shoot on a player control foul.
Harris knocks down both the free throws, extends the lead to 10 here for the Bruins. 2:40 left to play in the game. Mitchell now drives to his right, looking, crosses back over left, drives in the lane, wide open. Anderson chased down, block. Give that man another one. Dakin now dribbles across the floor. Nobody guarding him. Dakin looking for somebody. Looks like trying to dribble out the clock a little bit here. Dakin dribbles to his right. Hands off to Thomas. Thomas. Now he's got it. Thomas tries to left. Foul going to be called on Moore.
Yeah, I wondered how long that was going to take. They were starting to get a little bit more physical progressively throughout that, so it was good to see that they got that foul call.
So Thomas going to be shooting 2 for the Bruins now. Thomas makes his first, extends the lead to 11. As coming back to the game after a little long sit was Wes Ward, come back in. Comes in for Parker Anderson. Anderson, great game filling there for Ward for those minutes he had to sit out due to foul trouble.
Yeah, that was really big minutes there that he gave us.
Thomas puts up his second shot, and it's good. Extends the lead to 12. Now, looks like Bruins in a man-to-man press. Buford brings it up for Arsenal Tech. Miller guarding him. Miller tries to feed it inside. Buford tries to feed it inside to Townsend off his hands. Paris tried to save it, but it's going to be out on him.
Yeah.
So now Arsenal Tech going to have it under their own basket. So now Arsenal Tech takes it onto the basket. Timeout going to be called by Arsenal Tech. So just over 2 minutes left to play in a 12-point game. The Bruins a little light at the end of the tunnel, but still too close to call.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. I mean, 2 minutes against a team like this, that, like we said, they can score in spurts, especially if they turn us over once or twice. You know, it's nothing for them to be able to cut this lead back down to 4 or 5 points.
Yeah, definitely. It's almost like it's almost like a rerun of the second quarter here. Bruins up by 12 with just a few minutes left, and Arsenal Tech came back. Finished that half up by 2, so they need to play some lockdown defense, keep these guys from getting hot, like you were saying, as they score in spurts. The Bruins, if they can lock it down for a little bit longer, they should be able to walk away out of here with kind of like what you said earlier on social media, not pretty but gritty win tonight.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You take them however you can get them at this point in the year. And like I said, the other thing about this too, and Coach kind of alluded to this in the pregame show, is these are all learning opportunities as you're building towards sectional play. You know, records reset, everybody's in the tournament, right? And so you're going to get everybody's best shot. And so this team, they're 5-12, but you can tell they're playing their hearts out. They're playing hard, and that's what you're going to get come sectional time. And you got to be able to learn how to win these kind of games. So this is good to see.
Arsenal Tech going to have it under their own basket. Mitchell inbounds it to Buford, and Buford's got it on the left wing. 2 minutes left to play now. Buford to Mitchell. Mitchell drives and lane crosses. Tries to feed it to Townsend, but Townsend can't get it off his hands into Paris' hands. Paris now brings up the floor, gets it to Dakin. Dakin now dribbles across. Dakin tries to dribble to his right. Townsend tips it away. Dakin long pass to Paris. Paris short, and he's going to get the ball stuck.
Ball possession arrow.
Little knuckle sandwich there, we call that sometimes.
Paris, a missed shot there, going to give the ball to Arsenal Tech under the basket. Or does that count as a jump ball?
Yes, in the high school game, and I believe in all levels it's a jump ball, but possession arrow.
It's actually the Bruins gonna get it.
Nice
Paris
look.
wide open on the block. Can't fall. Ward tries to slap it away, but can't get it. So now Buford brings it up for Tech. Buford tries it with the jelly lay, but can't get it.
Yeah.
Thomas now.
Yeah, Daniel did. He doesn't agree with it, but he dribbled it and touched it, and then he dribbled it again. So that was a double dribble there.
Thomas
He'll
called
see
on the
that.
double. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Thomas called on the double dribble. Bruins still up by 12, now with just a little under a minute 30 left to play in the game. As Mitchell inbounds it to Moore. Moore looks for Buford. Buford now dribbles up top. Buford looks for somebody, frees up, dribble gets down to Townsend to three. A little bit deep. Miller comes down with the rebound. Miller now gets it to Thomas. Thomas gonna slow it down. Thomas to Miller. Miller back to Thomas. Thomas gets it across. Thomas dribbling. Trotter is going to get trapped in the corner. And a timeout going to be called by Coach Shrine in the corner as Thomas very close to almost getting a turnover there.
Yeah, that's that run and jump defense that we were talking about earlier. They send a guy to get the hard double, and you just can't. Unless your guy comes to the ball, you usually just are hard pressed to be able to find an open guy. You kind of have to throw a crazy pass, and that's the last thing you want to do there is create a live ball turnover. So good job there by Coach trying to call the timeout there, settle the guys down. I mean, like we were talking about, we're still at a 12-point lead with just over a minute to go, but we got to finish. You got to finish and play all 32 minutes here. So it's going to take every second to get this one done tonight.
As they come out of the timeout after this game, we'll see if we can try to get in with Ryan Miller at the end of this game. So a minute 4 left to play here. Bruins up by 12 points. Still can go both ways, but the Bruins still, it's looking like a pretty good victory for them. Gonna have it in front of their bench. Miller looking for somebody. Gonna inbound it to Paris. Paris triple teamed in the backcourt. Foul gonna be called.
They sent the whole team after him, it seemed like.
I mean, Miller had both Paris streaking this way and Dakin coming this way. I was hoping Paris would just get it to Dakin across court, and it'd be almost a 4-on-2 down here while the other three were still caught up with Paris. But regardless, Paris heads to the free throw line just to get another couple extra points out of it. Paris puts up his first. It's good. Extends the lead to, I believe, 13. Yes, 13. So Paris dealt his second free throw. Sets up, it's up. Paris off the front of the rim. Ward comes down with the rim. No, Dakin down the rebound. Can't get to go. Ward tries to get it, can't get it. Townsend now, dribbling it down. Almost loses it. Cross court to Buford. Buford tries to drives to his left. Show pass to Townsend. Blocked by Ward! And a foul going to be called on Ward as that looks like all ball to Ward. Very upset about that call. You visibly see Strine upset as that is Ward's 5th foul of the night, so he'll be taking a seat, and a technical is going to be called on
Yeah,
Strine.
I saw that one coming. That's not good. I kind of saw that one building throughout the game here, especially in the second half. I think that was a pretty poor technical foul, but
as this game has just been turned on its head now, as Arsenal Tech will be getting, I believe, 4 free throws as Townsend misses his first.
Yeah, that's right. You
2 for the Tech, and then it should be 2 for
yeah,
the shot.
That's
so
right.
Townsend dealt his second technical free throw, and it's going to go. So now the lead is now, let me do my math, 14, I believe.
The personal foul.
No, excuse me, 12. Sorry, I can't do math on the
Yeah,
fly.
and the reason that no one's up on the line here is because Tech's going to retain possession off the technical foul. So you don't need anybody up on the line here because it's going to be their ball.
So Mitchell going to hit his first. And now one free throw going to be dealt to him. Shot is up, and he's going to make it. So 3 for 4 for Arsenal Tech. As the lead has now been diminished to 10 with 47 seconds left. As Tech trying to get a quick call in off after the technical foul. Buford brings it up to Mitchell. Mitchell will pull up 3 off the front of the rim. Anderson comes down with the rebound. Harris now dribbles it up the floor. 3-on-3 on 1 again. Thomas now dribbles it wide open. Dakin spins.
Good job
gonna pull
there.
it back out. Looks like going to waste some time, and a foul is going to be called on Dakin now with just under 30 seconds left.
Smart move there by Kellen. I mean, it wasn't a clear-cut layup. And really, honestly, you don't need to score at that point anyway. You just got to run clock. So it was a smart move there to do that.
Dakin up with his first. It's good. Extends the lead to 11. As the score is now 69-58 with 29.8 seconds left, as Dakin is going to put up his second free throw. Shots up and it's good. Extends the lead to 12, 70-58 now. Buford brings it up. 28 seconds left now. Buford has it. Gets it to Trotter. Trotter now up top. Trotter now drives inside, puts up a shot. Fouled by Anderson. It's 16 seconds left.
I think what coach is apoplectic over there because you got to drive to the basket and there's a guy right under the basket and this guy all the way out here calls a foul. It's like, what are we doing? You know, I mean, and you've heard me on the broadcast all year. I always try to, give the refs a little bit of grace and everything. But the last 2 fouls that were called, the one on West and that one right there, the ref that was all the way out here at midcourt made the call. And that's just ridiculous. You got a guy right there, and if he doesn't call it, there's no reason for you to.
So Mitchell makes the first miss, the second. Buford going to get the rebound and now scores 70-61. 9 seconds left. Miller puts it up to Anderson. Anderson going to hold it.
There was a foul call. Number 10.
So foul going to be called on Arsenal Tech as Anderson going to head to the free throw line. 2.7 seconds left to play in the game. 70-61. So it looks like for number 10, Arsenal Tech, James Townsend is fouled out of this game to replace him, number 23, Kurt Moore. So Anderson going to put up 2 free throws with 2 seconds left to play. Anderson puts up his first off the front of the rim.
Wow. Man, that's terrible. That's just awful. With 2.7 seconds to go, that's a terrible call. There's no reason for that technical to be called with 2.7 seconds to go. That's terrible. That is awful.
So Anderson makes his free throw, but now it should be 2 free throws heading to Arsenal Tech, and then their ball for presumably the last 2 seconds of the game. But it's not really going to make a difference now as it's up by 10, 71-61 with Anderson making his second free throw.
All that is it's an authority thing. The guys just had it, and all he's trying to do is, show that he's in control. That's all that was. That's just terrible to do that to a team. Coach was sitting down on the bench. He wasn't directing anything the guy's way.
So Mitchell going to be Arsenal Tech's selected shooter and makes both. So the lead is now down to 8 with 2.7 seconds left. Bruins up 71-63.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, with 2.7 seconds to go, there's no reason for that.
They took it to Buford and Arsenal Tech could run the clock out. Bruins win this game 71-63 as that interview with Ryan Miller probably not going to happen now after what just happened those last couple of seconds, but a sloppy last few seconds still turns into a Bruin win, but definitely not the way you want it to happen with your coach being thrown out in the last 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's unfortunate. It's ugly part here, and I know Coach Strine feels bad about it. I know he's upset that it happened, but it was just completely uncalled for. I've only seen one other instance like that before where a coach was called for 2, and it was actually, in that case, it was 2 quick tech fouls for no reason. Like I said, I don't know. I'd hope the IHSA would be able to take a look at that if they can, because I know that kind of stuff counts against sportsmanship stuff, and yeah, that's just kind of ridiculous that had to happen there. So it's a good win by the Bruins there. Get the 3rd win this week and just to get the sectional going. And it's good to see Coach Knapp over there talking to Coach Strine, saying, hey, don't worry about it, shrug it off. And he's going to go over there and hit that victory bell, take out a little bit of frustration.
Great way to celebrate the victory here for the Bruins. Bruins come away with the win, 71-63. And like you said, gritty, not pretty, and that is probably the words of tonight. Miller definitely the player of tonight. 3 for 4 from 3 and had a total of 14 points. Great night by him. Definitely led the Bruins to this win tonight. Yeah,
absolutely. A good way to end the week. Hopefully keep building a little bit of momentum as we get towards sectional time, and it's always good to walk off the home court with a W.
Well, we'll step away here for the Tri-West Sports Network. Hope you all have a great extended weekend with President's Day on Monday.